right.
Today, I want you to explore something with me. We're on a mission to find out what eco-fashion is. Is it just one of those hippie fads? Do these environmentalists have to get into everything, including fashion? In 2007, the New York Times reported on a survey where more than half of the respondents said that they looked for green seals and certifications to feel good about what they were buying. This popularity in eco-fashion has gone so far that Macy's now sells soy underwear. What in the world is eco-fashion and where did it come from? So in order to find out what eco-fashion was, the first place I looked was, of course, Google. So I looked up eco-fashion definition and I got these results. And then after going through the results, I was able to deduce that eco-fashion focuses on two things. It focuses on being environmentally responsible and socially responsible. So according to Rebecca Oxford, who is a professor at the University of Maryland who studies eco-fashion, environmental responsibility means that the fabric is made out of something that doesn't hurt the environment. And it's also good for sustainable production. And then socially responsible means that the clothing is made by workers who are working in a fair work environment. And then in addition, eco-fashion also cares about the effects that clothing production has on all animal species. So after I got a good idea of what eco-fashion was, I wanted to know where it came from and when it started. In 2008, the BBC did a story on the history of eco-fashion. They said that eco-fashion could be traced back to the environmental movement of the 1960s and 1970s. But back then, eco-fashion was really different. And thankfully, it's come a long way since then. Recently, more and more companies have gotten on board to support eco-fashion. So famous designers including Versace and Calvin Klein are now making eco-friendly products. And also fashion magazines such as Vogue are now promoting eco-fashion. So learning more about this piqued my interest, and I decided to learn more about eco-fashion and find out where it's sold. So the first thing I looked at was designer eco-friendly clothing, and designer clothing is like really expensive, of course. So for example, these clothes were made by designer Leanne Marshall, who is the season 5 winner of the TV show Project Runway, and her clothes, as well as many other designer eco-friendly clothing, can be found online. And then next, I looked at a slightly cheaper option. I looked in chain stores to see if they offered alternatives. And I found the Loomstay collection at Target, which features clothing that's made out of 100% organic cotton. And then finally, for those who don't like to spend a lot of money, there are always thrift stores and secondhand shops. And although at first you might not think that this can be considered eco-fashion because the clothing isn't made out of a sustainable fabric, it is still eco-fashion because you're not making new waste, but simply reusing what is already there. So as we can see, there are many eco-friendly options available when you're looking for clothes. So let's report back on what we learned. Eco-fashion is clothing that is not only environmentally responsible, but also what? Socially responsible. Very good. Okay, and number 2. Eco-fashion came about when with the environmental movement? What years?
60s.
Very good. Okay. And number 3, eco-friendly clothing can be found in designer sites online, chain stores, or
Thrift stores.
Excellent. Mission accomplished.